My name is Tim Huff, and I am Nathan's uncle. He asked me if I could do a little devotional, and I thought I would go to this piece of scripture that those of us who have been around the Bible for a long time know quite well, Matthew 25, 35, and 36. For people like me who have worked with the homeless population for most of our ministry careers, we know it super well, of course. But it's such a paramount piece of scripture. For when I was hungry, you gave me something to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. When I was a stranger, you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me. Goes on to verse 40 to say, I tell you the truth. Whatever you did for one of the least of these, you did for me. It means exactly what it says. If someone's hungry, feed them. If they're thirsty, give them something to drink. There's no debating over what this means. You don't need to have been to Bible college and studied real hard to get the context of it. It means what it means. But as Christians that are called to also be thoughtful and use our imaginations and think as broadly as we can about how to contextualize things, perhaps it means more than you originally thought. For sure, do those things. But let me read the scripture another way. I wrote a book called Bent Hope a number of years ago about my time on the streets working as a street worker for Youth Unlimited, Youth for Christ. And I put this put the scripture into this context for a devotional this morning, something that perhaps you could consider. For when I was hungry, you understood that the sustenance of food is just a start, that I ache for the nutrition of education, work, play, and a sense of home. And you gave me something to eat. For when I was thirsting for joy and the opportunity to feel good about who I am and who God made me, you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger to innocence and tenderness and mercy, and you invited me in. I needed clothes to be clothed in safety and peace and rest, and you clothed me. I was sick of running and living in desperation, sick of never belonging or fitting in, and you looked after me. I was in prison, the horrific prison of addiction and all the terrors that brought me to that place, and you came to visit me. I tell you the truth, whatever you did for one of the least of these, you did for me. The point being, people hunger for food. We need to feed them. But we all hunger for something. People thirst for drink, and we need to give them drink. People who just physically need to have clean water and fresh water, we need to be part of fulfilling that. But all of us thirst for something. People feel like strangers. People feel imprisoned, even though they're not in prison. We need to visit people who feel isolated and alone and are imprisoned. We need to do all those things. But perhaps you feel like a stranger and you need someone to visit you. Perhaps you know someone who feels outside and doesn't belong. Perhaps you know someone imprisoned by addictions, abuses, different oppressions. And they need your visit. They need your comfort, your tenderness, your care. So take that scripture, take it to heart. Take it literally. But look around you. Look at the people in your life today. Look at the people in your church family. Look at people in your own family and consider, what do they hunger for? What do they thirst for? Where do they feel they belong or don't belong? How can you visit? How can you bring something special there? God bless you as you consider this. And I just hope and pray you have a great day and the season ahead is excellent. Many blessings. All the best.